Well, back guys, the Fog Wrestling, we've got an NXT 2.0 review, and I tell you what guys, it was better than Rampage, which I watched earlier, and then I watched NXT after it. But does that mean, I forgot to rate Rampage out of 10 actually, I just clicked on that. I'd give it a 0, it was fucking atrocious. Next up though, we've got NXT, and I'm just going to go in the order of what I watched the clips, even though I'm pretty sure I started from the main event and worked my way backwards. But we had Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa taking on Legado del Fantasma. Braun Breaker, he's like, I'm not saying he's Brock Lesnar, but he looks like a once, maybe once in a generational talent. It's a strong thing to say, but he looks like a special talent. You know, he just has that look, and obviously being trained up by the Steiner brothers is that. I'm sure Scott's fucking been in there as well with him. You know, it's good fucking guys to be being tutored by, and they pick up the win here, which is no surprise. Next up though, we have Andre Chase taking on Draco Anthony. This Chase University gimmick, what is it like? It's a bit dead in it, like. But anyway, Andre Chase picks up the win, and then we hear like his theme song, which is just like the most generic university like thing where they're all doing their like the cheerleaders are doing the thing for the fucking team. If you know what, if you get me, I think you they get me. But next up, we've Kaylee Ray wanting to personally thank Mandy Rose. That was a digital exclusive, but fuck it, I'll include it in this. And then we did have that segment, basically with Toxic Attraction announcing that they're going to be on a tag title match at St. Vengeance Day. Mandy Rose then takes the mic, basically says that I'm going to, and then interrupt it. Out comes Kylie Ray, and then basically she comes out with a baseball bat. Toxic Attraction flee the ring apart from Mandy Rose. She drops the baseball bat. Right, let's get down to business. Mandy Rose says she's the man. Essentially, she's great. Kylie Lee Ray, or whatever you fucking call her, man, is like, you'll know the man. I held that belt for over 750 days, and last year you were slipping on your arse at WrestleMania and kissing Otis, and this was actually a pretty good burn. I tell you what, like, this is probably a better burn than anything CM Punk's did since his return, and this is some fucking jobber called Kylie Ray, who looks like your typical fucking Scottish council estate slag, and how they outperforming CM Punk. What's going on? The fuck is going on here? I don't know what's going on. We also have LA Knight taking on Joe Gacy, but Grayson Waller gets involved, costing the match essentially. Then Gacy does hits his finisher. Good night. LA Knight says he doesn't know how to quit backstage, and that he's going to lay the smack down. But this doesn't make sense to me, right? Because like after he gets beat, Wilson Gayler says, if your big man here, if you manage to defeat him next week, I'll maybe like face you and lift the restraining order. But lift the restraining order? Like, look how close you've came to him. Now, albeit you're the one going close to him, technically it's no him, but even here, LA Knight punched him. So it's like, the fucking restraining order's irrelevant. It's already been broke. You know? Makes no sense. Also, backstage, we had numerous, I'm talking, we must have had about fucking 10 segments backstage. We've got Dante Chan, we've got Dakota Kai Sari, Draco Anthony, Nikita Lyons. Like I said, we had LA Knight, Brooke Jensen. That was probably the best one. She seeks advice from Indy Hartwell about dating. And fucking basically she says, I like the silent type. And then she's like, oh, it's a hot tub. Look, we're looking at Dexter, which I guess was pretty funny. But we also have Wendy Chu versus Amiri Miller. Wendy Chu beats her. She's dressed up in a fucking really stupid attire. Don't really know what's going on there. Carmelo Hayes doesn't believe Cameron Grimes has what it takes to beat him. But he actually kind of burnt them. I mean, it was kind of pathetic insults, but at the same time, he's like, you look like SpongeBob's house, so that must make you Squidward. And it's like, what is this? Are we in primary school? Are we on fucking the big stage? Well, this isn't the big stage, but you get me? A semi-big stage is a WWE produced fucking product at the end of the day, even though it is developmental. We also have a bunch of matches, fucking, with two women's matches here with Cora Jade versus Raquel Gonzalez. Gonzalez wins. We have Sarah taking on Kayla Inlay. Pretty sure Sarah won that. We had 3 singles women matches, like, a 2-hour show. What the fuck's going on here? Next up we had Pete Dunne saying he's going to take bit care of business against Tony D'Angelo. by any means necessary. He says, how about we have a match where it all started originally, which was in a steel cage. And then the last clip I watched was a 6-man tag team match between Diamond Mine and Imperium, and of course Imperium wins. Is there any real surprise there, guys? No, but that'll do it for your NXT 2.0 review. A couple of decent stuff, like burns on the mic, I guess you could say, and alright, like, wee segments. But at the same time, like, I mean, the whole restraining order thing, that's just fucking stupid because it's broke, you know? And then a lot of jobber matches, like you come to expect on NXT. But you know what? I'll give it a 2.5 out of 10. And it's sad that a 2.5 out of 10 is probably a good rating for wrestling these days. But anyway, till next time. Peace.